Hey peeps, it's Andercon, playing Kerbal Space Program really, with realistic progression light pack of mods. And this is actually a Kethane mining rig that is highly experimental and probably not all that great, but I'm going to try it anyway. And we're going to go ahead and see about docking this sucker to a station that I'm going to try to get to Minmus soon. And lift off. Now, the funky thing about this is the up in here, I've got an upside down Kethane mining rig, and well, that causes oddness when it comes to controlling. So there's some options, I suppose. We can try to control from a different place. Let's see what I can do. Can't control from there. Yeah, let's see. I control from anything else? Yep. A couple things. I could try to control from this port. I suppose that works. Alright, well, at least now it's pointing up. It's not a perfect port to do it, so it's just not exactly centered, but it'll work, I suppose. We'll see if it completely screws me over later. Hopefully not. Alright, so this is with a bottom stage that I've used a bunch on getting satellites into geosynchronous orbit and such, and I might have even used this stage to get some, this whole entire set of staging here. I might have used that to get things to Minmus or Moon before. I don't remember. Check my earlier episodes. I used it for something. But I'm probably going to have to launch maybe two of these, maybe. Or I can launch a separate second module to attach to the station to try to balance the weight a little better, but it'd have to be a pretty heavy module to balance off this giant stack of junk. And also, that particular bunch of stuff jumped off way quicker than it was supposed to. Let's check our FAR. It's probably not going to matter too much at the particular air density that we're at, I guess. But it would have been probably preferable to keep that fairing on until we're further up in the atmosphere. I don't know why I guess the staging just wasn't quite set up right. Oh well, it happens sometimes. That'd be alright. Maybe I can fix that later if I launch another one of these. Well, it's a little wobbly, but not too bad. So far, everything seems to be going fairly decently on this particular launch. I don't think I'll have much trouble getting this thing where I want it to go. But we'll see. Looks good so far. Now let's check the map. It's morning in Kerbal's at KSC, Kerbal launch area. We're at 32,000 meters and climbing. And we're at 20, actually that's our apopsis. Currently 27,000 and climbing. We appear to be doing pretty good. That's odd. All my lines are on the opposite side of the planet. I don't really think that matters right now. We got connection here. It's good enough. I wonder if I'll actually end up accidentally flying into my dead spot. I believe I've got 2 geosynchronous satellites, and I meant to set up a third, and I completely forgot about it long ago. Yeah, I got 2 of them. And actually, it looks kind of like they've moved a bit, and one's going faster than the other, so they've gotten closer to each other over time. So I think this backside of the planet actually doesn't have any coverage most of the time. I might have to fix that sometime. Well, we'll see. I'll need to patch that hole before too long. Someday. Alright, well, anyway, I can go ahead and start turning for a bit of a orbital change and such. And I also need to drop this stage real soon. There we go. So, peeps, how you been doing? Hope you've been having great days. Great days are always good. Oh, there we go. And got a little stage. Little dinky stage. Gotta work. And and hopefully this thing will get into orbit without too much trouble. And it's got some fuel in it. Alright, well there's 80-some thousand in climbing. It's going good. I'll go ahead and turn a little more, I suppose. So anyway, I'm having a pretty good day. Usually if I'm recording, it's because I'm having a good day. For some reason, I don't feel like recording all the time. Like, if I'm not having a very good day, I just don't record an episode, even if I got time to do it. It's usually because I like to make good videos. I figure if I'm making a video while I'm in a bad mood, it'll likely be obvious and people probably won't enjoy it as much. But to avoid that, I just don't make a video if I'm in a bad mood, you know? Of course, there's the other option there. Does making videos put me in a good mood? It might. It very well might. Maybe sometime I ought to try. If I'm having a sort of crappy day, maybe I ought to make some episodes and see if I somehow magically turn it around into a good day. It could happen that way just because of I'm always making videos when I'm in a good mood. I almost never make a video when I'm in a bad mood, so I'm in the habit of being in a good mood when I'm recording. So maybe I'll trick my mind into thinking, oh, he's recording. It's automatically a good day. It could be. You know, never know about the psychology of some things. Especially your own psychology. Sometimes you're just psychotic and don't know it. No, I'm good. Alright. Sometime soon I need to start burning, but probably not just yet. Alright, probably right there is good. And turn. Fire. Right here, that's probably good there. I need over 1,000 meters in a second increase. Now, usually what I'll try to do, pay attention to this T minus 20 here. That's important. Like, here I'm before the apopsis. If I go straight at it, straight at this yellow circle here, this number will go down because I'm actually getting closer to the apopsis. And that's completely fine, but usually if you're trying to make your orbit circular, you're wanting to not pass your apopsis at all. So usually what I'll end up doing is get really close within a few seconds of passing the sucker up, and then I'll have a particular angle down here to where if I'm angled like so, it'll actually stay stable or maybe even go up depending on what my angle is. So yeah, it just went up to 9 seconds instead of dropping. So 8. Okay, so right here is good for the moment till I get closer. It's just one of those weird little dinky things. It's really small and not important, but it can make things a little easier if you do notice it. So I gotta get a really circular orbit on this, which shouldn't be too much trouble. And not far away from it. So over here I got 37 thou. That needs to be approximately 118 more or less. So this is gonna pretty much be a docking tutorial, sort of, except the particular shape of this ship is not very typical. Normally you're gonna have a docking port sitting right down the center of your ship when you launch. This particular case, that didn't happen. It's not exactly centered, but it's not gonna make a lot of difference. Alright, so 118 would be wonderful blocks. Don't go over. 17, and almost 18. Alright, that's pretty good right there. Now, before I lose signal here, I need to make sure I got satellites and antennas and everything else going. I'll go ahead and whip out my solar panels. So I need you on. I didn't think of this. This thing might poke into things. I hope it didn't break off. Shouldn't. Activate. No, that's a magnetometer. Come on, antenna. Get over here. Activate that before I lose signal. Okay, that's good. Activate this. I'm going to target. I don't really need this on specifically right now, but I'm going to go ahead and target ComSat Deluxe. It probably can't get the signal to ComSat Deluxe right now. It's on the opposite side of the planet, but that'll work. Actually, I could get a signal from GeoJunker if I needed it. Or here's ComSat Deluxe. I think I'm just fine due to the other antenna I got. It's on. Alright, so anyway, this is good. Alright, now I gotta find my satellite. Okay, yeah, here it is. Minmus Station. You want to set that as target. And now you're gonna get a bunch of bullcrap. You're gonna get a bunch of marks all over the place. Alright, so it's ahead of us, which means we need to speed up. Also, I'm checking my descending node and ascending node here. And at some point, I would like to make that equal 0.0. But not that important right at the moment. Okay, so here's the important thing to know about orbital maneuvers when you're trying to catch up to something. If you make your orbit larger, so starting here and this end goes out here some, you will go faster. Actually, no. You'll be going slower than the thing that is in orbit. Now, if you make your particular orbit smaller, shallower, you'll be going faster than what you're trying to catch up to. So we actually need to make my orbit a little smaller here, which is simple. All I have to do is turn around. Go places. No connection. Oh, imagine that. I guess I should have connected to GeoJunker. Well then. Just do this. Oh, come on, give me a connection. I didn't send up deadweight, did I? Oh, there we got a connection somehow, some way. I don't know why you took an entire orbit to figure out you had a connection, but it did. I don't know what's going on with that, but anyway. Alright. So somewhere around here I gotta decide on a maneuver node, or slow things down. Okay, I can just do it here. Alright. It doesn't really matter much where you do this at, as long as one side is going to be shorter. Well, one end is shallower than another. I'm actually close to a PE here, believe it or not. It doesn't matter, it's going to become my PE shortly. So, change my orbit. I'm dropping this thing down. Note that when I do it, some of these marks move around. Let's see. Let's just do it a little more. Okay, so here is my orbit at 107. What I'm trying to catch up to is 102, or 118. And when I go around on an orbit and hit this particular spot again, I'm going to have 924 kilometers between where I'm at and where my target is. And this is where my target's going to be. So, if I keep going, I can make this much smaller. Now the thing is, you got to make sure you don't dip below 70. There's 80. There's 73. So, in this particular case, it's going to take several orbits to catch up. That's not really a big problem. So what I'm going to do is go around the outside, and when we get past this point, this is going to update, and the next orbit, that's where my target, the Minmus station, is going to be compared to me, again. So it's going to take several more orbits by the looks of it. And I probably want to slow down and adjust things at this point. let's just get a little bit past this so I can see what I'm doing. Alright, one more orbit, maybe even two. I got a lot of connections on satellites around here. Okay, what are you doing this time? Right there. Okay, this is great. 2.7 kilometers is the current distance between... Well, it's going to be the distance between me and the station the next time I could do an orbit. And that's my closest spot. Now, from here, I can do a little bit of adjustments and fix that. Now, if you look at this real close, I do believe the top one pointing down is probably the station. I don't know 100% sure, but we'll find out. So if I actually speed up a little bit, I won't go past the station by accident. And it'll only need a really light tap at this point, because I got everything so close. Now, let's try this. Need to have my hand on the shift and the X button so I can quickly kill this off. Alright, no. Okay, so I actually need to slow down instead of speed up. So apparently, yeah, that would be speeding up. Oh yeah, I just need to go the opposite direction. Okay, not a problem. So if you start going further away, it means you need to burn the other direction. Simple enough. It's either one way or the other. Alright. Put this here. 2.7. Oh. Now I went too far. The opposite direction. Okay, so I'm probably going to be able to get it only so close at this point, because I still have to change my my inclination, or whatever this is, my descending nodes and ascending nodes. Basically meaning my orbit and its orbit isn't exactly straight. Like I might be further away from the equator than it is. Like look, it's actually below me, I believe. So I have to change that a little. I'll get this as close as I can before that, and then I'll change that real quick. It won't take much to do. Alright, 2.7 is probably the best I'm going to be able to pull until I change this. So, over here, I'm going to add a maneuver. And I think I need to go down, which would mean this way. Check this. Nope, I need to go up. 0.3. Yeah, there we go. And I'm going to want this thing to be right over there. It's nice to have this basically at the same spot you're actually going to intersect, more or less. But, you know, not 100% necessary. Alright, since I actually have a flight computer sitting here with some of these mods, I might as well try to use it a little bit. Alright, so I have... gotta remember how to do this. I think it was node I gotta hit. That should hopefully point me in the right direction, except it's not, because I have everything wonky on this particular ship. It ain't gonna work right since I have things upside down. So I'm gonna have to do this manually. Alright, well. Kill off flight computer. Don't need you there. Hit T. I guess I'll gotta go do it all manually then. Yeah, look, 1 second burn. I ain't got much to do here. Actually, I don't have a whole lot of fuel left either, so I don't know if there's a lot of point to having this butt end on when I do this. But we use the little bit of fuel that's left in this stage. Alright, 8 minutes. Let's go ahead and use the Kerbal alarm clock. Add alarm. Fast forward a bit. Let it slow me down. And close that out. Get a little closer. Adjust my orbit a little. Or, well, the way I'm pointing. Okay. So, think of this as 2 plates. Kind of trying to having the same, sitting in the same spot. One's tilted to the side more, like say up this way, and it's going this way. And one's going this way. You gotta make them flat versus each other. That's what I'm doing with this particular maneuver. That's good enough, close enough. And there we go. Now, I'm gonna check this stuff over here and see what we got. It's still 2.5 kilometers, and usually if you hadn't docked a lot, that's basically what the kind of thing you're going to have to deal with. Usually you're not going to get a lot closer than that unless you've got a lot of experience. And really you should do that particular change your descending node and ascending node to be nan or 0.0 before this. But this is a good chance for me to show you how to get close to a station when you're a couple kilometers away. So I'm going to go to right about here and add another I'm gonna add this, and right here I'm going to have to come on, you don't kill it off. I need to speed up at this point because I need to match my orbit. So this needs to be at 120 or 118 actually, more or less, close as I can get it. There's 113. 116, pretty close. 117. That'll likely do the trick there. I just need to make a small adjustment of the location. Alright. Something like this. Now notice you got an extra set here. We got a purple set. I got an orange set. Depending on what I do with this, I might be able to get a really close encounter. There's a 2. There's a 3. That's 3.9, which isn't very good. We're just gonna run with this, roll with it, and see how that goes. I gotta go figure out where I need a point. I don't even know. Where am I pointing? Fortunately, I got a lot of orbit left to mess with this, so it's fine. I've actually been able to make an orbit, or a rendezvous, and docking with a station, where at this stage I got it at within 100 meters of the station. That was actually one of my latest dockings. This one actually is going poorly. But, you know, everything goes wrong when you're trying to record. But, yeah, I actually had to make sure I didn't accidentally run into the station prematurely, because I had gotten it so close. But that's rare that you're going to do that. Okay, so Kerbal alarm clock. Yeah. Add that. Throw that there. Okay, fortunately we actually do have signal. That's definitely a good thing. Alright, computer decided to lock up for no apparent reason, but oh well. And we're at 30-some seconds, 38, and counting down apparently. It decided to stop it early, I guess. Alright, there we go. There's my 30-second mark. Close you. Point in the right direction and then see what we can do. Now I'm going to change this by clicking on it to target, and that's how many meters a second difference between me and the target. I don't know specifically how far away I am from it right now. apparently really close, within a couple kilometers, I guess. And I only have 1 second of burning I really need to do. Now I'm gonna wait to the last second, basically. Sorta could use to be a fairly... oh, hey, look at that. I'm actually less than 2 kilometers. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and burn this now. Oops, stop. Okay. No, my target velocity dropped drastically. So, here's what we're gonna do. You don't need a map anymore at this point. And if you look around, you can find your minima station, or whatever station you're docking to. And, if I turn the lights, we might be able to see what I'm doing. Okay, so this is the back end. And there's my front end. And I'm controlling from here. So you'll frequently want to control from the docking port you're trying to dock with. And I'm actually pointing at minima station directly. See here, this particular pink reticule there is the station. That's my target. So I'm going to point at it a bit and go probably about 70 meters a second towards it. And note, this is my velocity relative to my target. So it's really nice if you can to get this to match up with that. So your yellows to be on top of your pink. So I'm going to do this, and that'll drag it up just a little bit. Alright, now I'm pointing and heading straight for the station at apparently 32 meters a second. And that's really fast, but that shouldn't be too much of a problem unless I decide to run out of fuel at the very worst time, which is entirely possible, and then accidentally slam into the station with my this particular end when I have to eject it or something. That'd be bad. It could happen. I don't want it to happen. Yeah, this thing's kind of useless now. Look, it's only got 20-some bit of fuel in it. I tried to see if I could use it to refuel the station, but it just didn't have enough in it for that. What the heck? Okay. I guess that's some funky side effect from the laser beams. I didn't know they would do that to a planet. That's incredibly strange. Alright, anyway, notice I'm coming into the station really fast. So I've got to slow down shortly. And I'm going to slow down when I get a little closer. And I'd really like to remove this map thing before I slam into the side of this. Alright, makes it easier. Yeah, just ignore your map entirely at this point. It's going to be worthless. It'll confuse the crap out of you. I guarantee it. Alright, so here we got 400 meters and going down quickly. And I'm going to actually have the station apparently fly above me a little bit. Usually you're not going to slam right into it. It's very difficult to even get a orbit that exact to even slam into one when you're doing this maneuver anyway. Now I'm going to put this sideways compared to me. So here is the my ship, and there's the station flying by, and I went past it a little, almost. Come on, there we go. Slow down. Okay, there we go. Slow down to less than a meter a second. Now, I'm going to go ahead and switch over to that station and turn on the lights so I can see what I'm doing. There we go, bunch of lights. And I need to dock to basically any one of these I want to. It doesn't really matter which one. And that might be a little bit of a tall order with all those solar panels sticking out. So it's usually a good idea to retract your solar panels when you do this stuff. Also, your FPS is likely going to go to complete crap when you got a whole bunch of parts on your ships. It's typical. Your FPS usually goes to the toilet. Alright. At this point, I'm going to go ahead and dump this because it's useless. Stage. There we go. And I guess I don't really particularly need any of this either. So I'm going to drop that particular docking port I thought I might use, but I ain't gonna. We're going to use this docking port here instead. And hopefully I won't rip my antenna off. And I hope this part actually comes off. It doesn't look like it's gonna. It's kind of stuck on there. Oh well. Not worried about it. We can worry about that another time. Alright, real quick, before I accidentally run into the station here, I've got to set this back up. I gotta put a target in here, which is going to be a docking port. Set as target. I've got to make sure I'm not going to run into anything. Let's see. What is what? I'm probably going to hit something, because I'm not entirely sure which way I'm facing here. Alright, I need a control from here. Alright, yeah, there we go. And I need to flip around quick, quick, quick. Okay, actually at this point I could use RCS instead of my regular thrusters. But I done turned around, so it didn't matter. Yeah, okay, so I want this to be on target. Drop my target. Alright, well, I'll reset my target. It may be easier for me to dock from the top. Set as target. Okay, there we go. There's my target. Alright, now I'm going to orient myself in such a manner to where I'm kind of pointed at it. Let's see. So I need to be pointing the other direction. Actually, at this point, it's usually, there's my north. I'm going to face south with my docking port. And we're going to do the rest of the maneuver facing there. Now note, this particular red thing is an add-on. One of the add-ons I got for KSP to help you dock properly. Normally you're not going to have this red thing. But that basically means I set that particular docking port as a target, and it's facing straight north, which means my docking port needs to be facing straight south to connect to it, and this is quite proper. Unfortunately, it's way over there, and I'm way over here, so I gotta switch to RCS, which I'm gonna hit docking and hit R here, and figure out where it is compared to me. So if I hit left, which way do I go? I go this way, apparently. Alright, I'm gonna spin around a little bit. Okay, and let's try going towards it if I can figure out which direction that is. Okay, that's it. I'm actually hitting the A button at this point. And that should hopefully be maybe taking me there. Let's see. It's hard to say. It's a lot harder to dock when you got 3 of these things on here instead of 4, and it's not exactly on the cardinal sides. So let's look up and see. Okay, I'm actually headed this way. So if I go this way, that is down, that would be up, I think. Yep, okay, what about this? It's not doing anything. Okay, there we go. Oh, okay, I think I figured out the particular scheme on this. So if I face this direction, and I hit this button, I should be going towards it. Yeah. Instead of way. Now, this particular ship is a little bit fat and heavy, which means it's going to take a while for the RCS to really do what it needs to do. Alright, note I got this little target thing coming up. I'm not actually sure which way I'm going now. This is a pain. I'd never put the RCS on a... I never build ships with the 3 section instead of a 4, and this is why. Docking is a nightmare with these type of ships. I should definitely be headed in the right direction. Just put that at like a meter a second and see where I end up. Alright, it's getting closer. Yeah, I guess it's a fat ship, believe it or not. Doesn't look like it'd be that heavy, but it is. Alright, zoom out. Now I need to go down. Okay. Alright, so I'm hitting the W button, and since the ship's upside down at the moment, this is actually thrusting upward, which is causing me to go down a little bit. Alright, I'm getting closer. Yeah, usually docking is one of the tedious, slowest things you can possibly do in this game. Usually it's not something you want to do at first. This is typically one of those things that everybody that's never done it before has a lot of trouble with. And strangely enough, it was one of the first things I did in KSP. They just came out with the docking when I first started playing this game. The second day I played, I docked a couple ships together and made a station in orbit. And I'll tell you, it was a trial by fire I've never seen before. It was so freaking hard since I didn't know what I was doing at all. I just learned how to get things into orbit, for crying out loud, and I was trying to dock stuff. I mean, that's just insane. Definitely not recommended at all. See, I want to go this way a little bit. So, I've got a lot of docking under my belt. And I just don't usually do it with this kind of weird ship. Alright, so I need to go this way because I'm floating off to the left too hard. Alright. That's working out. Now, right here, I actually have a part of my my trajectory, and there's my target. So technically, I'm making my trajectory equal my target here. But I'm going way too fast for this. I actually need to go... Which way do I need to go, anyway? This way. Up. Don't slam into it! Quick! Oh, God, no. Ah! Yeah, I gotta slow down. Quick. Pull up. Pull up. There we go. Starting to pull up. Okay. Oh God, no. Oh God. Alright, now go down. Alright. Disaster averted. And now I'm actually pulling away. I want to go this way. There we go. Now this is why I pointed everything straight north and I'm pointing straight south. It makes this docking part way easier. And this is ship. The way it's made is just a royal pain. Don't recommend 3-phase ships at all if you're gonna dock them. Alright, they can be done, it's just a pain. So yeah, I need to go this way more. It's getting closer. I probably also need to go down. Let's see. Yeah, I'm a little high here. really high. Okay. Okay, now if I could figure out which way is my front, it would help. Let's see, left, right. Go this way. Alright, that's the button I'm after. Right there. Okay, now at this point I'm actually flying by this. So, since I'm above my target, I'm just gonna scoot it this way. And slow down a little bit. Alright, it's pretty close. Scoot this down so I can see what I'm doing. Okay. Now you probably want to dock at less than 5 meters a second, preferably 2 meters or 3 meters a second. Now, to be honest, in real life, even that kind of stuff was ridiculous speed and caused Mir Station to, or one of the space stations, to have a serious issue, and things ran into it and exploded, and who knows what else. But at least in Kerbal, you can dock at 3 meters a second without too much trouble, I guess. It works anyway. So our docking's coming pretty close now. And I can actually turn this around if I really wanna. And I probably wanna slow up a little. There we go. Pretty good. I'm a little off, but it'll fix itself. And there, docked. Simple as that. Not too bad of a docking. I've definitely done worse. Definitely done worse. Oh god. But that'll do. The only thing with this is I've got a very significant portion of weight that is significantly facing the wrong direction. And I could really use to stick something else on this ship if I want to take it anywhere. Otherwise, piloting would be a bit difficult. I mean, I could do it, but it would be a pain. Other things you're going to want to do right now in here, you're going to want to shut off your thrusters. I probably should have stuck that on a thing. Oh, okay, actually, let me go hit staging here. Shut down the engine. It's good to do that. Stick all your spare engines on a action group if you plan to shut them down. But I completely forgot to do so. Shut down engine. Since this thing is upside down on it, I don't particularly want these engines to be thrusting while the rest of the ship is thrusting the opposite direction. There we go. So, got a big old ship. And everything's going good on it. Let me go ahead and hit one and get all these solar panels out again. Let it all unfold. And the big problem with getting another ship on this is FPS is going to go crap big time and quick. So the next episode's probably not going to be in 60 FPS. Probably for good reason, because I probably have less than 10 FPS actually on in-game right now. So, well, that's the way it goes. Well, so far it's good. Now I gotta figure out what I want to stick on the other side. I don't know. Well, catch you guys later. Bye.